Alright, we are back. Finals are live. For some reason, they scheduled 3 hours for a best of 3 in Grimm's Crossing, which I think we can all agree probably wasn't necessary. Cluck is sending me IMs. Yeah. Let you know if something happens. Sorry about that. We were trying to get Cluckmuck on as well, and having difficulty locating a monkey for him. Which means he can't join the game, because it's a Haunter lobby. Yeah. Screw that guy, he's European. I'm sorry, I have nothing of value to contribute at all. I don't know what's happening. I'm tired, and I'm... They're banning things. They're banning things. Yes, we have. Yeah. That's interesting. Do you like my impression of a cat? I'm sure you can hear that. I'm very good at it, as you can tell. Yeah. Well, bans, interesting that we don't see Succubus taken out. We also don't see Panda taken out. Those are the two heroes that we went into this event thinking, oh, everybody's like, these are amazing heroes. Everything about them is awesome in Grimm's Crossing, and... and yet... Yeah, I think so too. Her, and... That's what you meant. And she's, I think, we're very much in danger of her getting into this, like, pet me or I bite you thing, which she's been doing occasionally. Yeah. Cats can be deadly. If you've already, like, really close to dying, then they can maybe push you over the edge a little bit, but other than that, you're probably fine. That's true, but it's not a lion. It's just a house cat. I'm not that stupid. Yeah. I think I'll keep an eye on her and make sure that doesn't happen. You're right, it's probably a good idea. Anyway, I'd like to look at the bans and say, oh, they make a ton of sense. Polywog Priest getting banned out, that makes sense. Pebbles, I've heard, is really powerful. I've seen a bunch of Magmas, Cthulhu's super annoying. Root banning the Revenant, which is interesting because actually they played Revenant in the earlier semifinal series against Grimm's United. But first pick into Bramble, which has also been a very strong hero. Takes towers down well. Obviously, towers armor is reduced in this mode. Yep. Yeah, and they're going to go with the Rally as well, and Midas. Okay, so a fair bit of stun potential on the Legion side. Hellborn actually went for a Soul Reaper, which is a hero with no CC tools. And in Grimm's Crossing, I feel like that's a bit iffy. I haven't casted any of Null's games, actually, I think, so I don't know if this is something that they've been using consistently throughout the event, but I've seen a few of Tree's matches, and this isn't really a typical lineup for them either, so... No matter what, might be some lack of comfort. The Torture is one that a hero we see a lot in Grimm's Crossing, and I really can't understand it. Doesn't seem like it does all that well. It's AoE centric, so when you only have 3 opponents, it seems like you're less likely to do as much damage because there's fewer targets to hit. For an AoE hero, I feel like single target damage and single target CC is much more valuable. Torture doesn't really provide any of that, so... I mean, the Impalement, I guess, against towers is helpful, but other than that, I don't know why people like Torture. Yeah. Okay. Everything should be back and alright for now. Sorry about that, guys. I had a display driver crash on me, which is not something that's ever happened before, so... Loading back into the game, and apparently Bloodlust was had. Sorry, Umpuzwiji. What was it?
Crack A and Boxy playing Bramble were able to get Bloodlust on what you got playing Torture in the bot lane.
Okay.
Regardless, and Beaverbanger's dropping. Oh, Fuzzy Sloth.
Yep, and I'm missing stuff already, so back in. Good timing. It's a fail.
It's okay. To summarize things, Tree is ahead by 2 kills, but the gold and the experience are virtually tied right now.
Right. So, apologies to stream, apologies to other people. That's not something that's happened to me before, and I'm really not sure what the hell happened, but display driver crashed, restarted, and everything seems to be more or less alright now. Sound is back and fixed. And yeah, everything's good. Alright, stream should catch up in 6 minutes, but of course if you're listening to this, then that means it's already been 6 minutes, and or you're watching it on VOD, so things are fine. Yeah, you can play at 170 ping. Sorry, Rick.
It is frustrating, I'll say that much.
Yeah, I get it, but
I've encountered many rage problems due to latency from playing across the ocean.
Right. I mean, like, you and I are on US West.
Right.
I can't play on EU. I just can't do it. Anyway, we're gonna get caught up by the vine wall, and he's gonna die. And no question about that.
Yep, that vine wall, man.
Wrecked.
Grimm's Crossing, it's super strong. I mean, look how small the corridors are in this map. You have a lot of ganking corridors, you have some going to the rune spots and the creep spots. That wall is just so effective at completely blocking off any escape in those sections. So, yeah, it's definitely nice, especially with follow-up from a hero like Midas and Rally.
I'll give Nullstone credit. I mean, they're down 0-3, but they're actually not too far behind in gold or experience despite that. The thing you gotta notice is that this is actually a normal mode game. I'm not really sure why, but apparently they decided this is gonna be a normal mode tournament.
Right. Also, keep in mind that Drunken Master and Soul Reaper on Null both have a higher GPM than any of the heroes on Willowkeeper, but what you got is just falling behind a little bit since he is playing that support role.
And Rally gonna have to compel out, will be just fine. Soul Reaper and Drunken Master came up with the gank, but weren't able to secure the kill. Bramble's here though, sort of looking for something on the Drunken Master, but it's not gonna find anything. Vine wall down for 25 more seconds. Instead, Soul Reaper might be the target, as yeah, they're definitely gonna try to jump him. The question is, can they get a kill? Midas not gonna be able to hit the elemental warp, and as the salvo. Stun from Bramble is going to be there, also locking down this stun, but here comes Drunken Master, and I'm not sure they're going to get this kill. Drunken pushing them away, yep. Soul Reaper should be just fine. No counter kills to be had, but saving his buddy. Not bad.
Shout out to Beaverbanger, by the way. I'm playing WoW a lot with him.
Then not a shout out to Beaverbanger. Reverse shout out to Beaverbanger.
What does that mean?
It means I negate your shout out.
But I activate my trap card, Quincy. That's the thing.
Anti-WoW shout-out.
Can't do that.
WoW.
It's not fair.
The game can go die. Drunken Master
is
real dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Beaverbang and getting caught, man. That's a deadly combo. Bramble and Rally. Lots of CC, plenty of damage.
And all these little creep cams, it's really easy to get trapped in there, as they're pretty well closed off, so...
Yeah, that's why I like heroes like Panda, Gladiator, Bramble, you know, for this map. It's because you can really easily catch people in those small areas where usually there's a lot of space in Forest of Kaldivar to escape, and this much more difficult.
Right. Panda, of course, having the option of getting away as well, so...
Right.
Both ends, not bad. Bramble gonna run away, using the teleport gadget. And a D-word coming out from what you got.
Surprised I don't see more wards on the map.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're enough. Nullstone definitely has plenty of vision. Tree has none, which is kind of surprising, although they did just get counter-warded. This is sort of a thing that's been brought up by a couple of quotecasters. The role of support in this. I feel like you really shouldn't have a true support hero. There's too much space to farm. You need items in all your heroes, and warding is important, but like it's not like you have 8 million places to ward. if you have two, maximum 3 wards on the map at the same time, it's plenty. So, I don't know. Thoughts?
I mean, in this game, since it's not casual mode, as most TMM Grimm's Crossing is now, or all of it anyway, it's a lot easier to buy wards because there's a lot more gold being had. But here, I mean, the map is so small, Quincy, that if you have wards all over it and you see the entire map, there's no way you should lose a team fight because you can't get initiated on, you know they're all on times, and you should be able to play it safe. So, if you do have vision of the entire map, I mean, you really...
Torture getting wrecked by the Vine Wall and the combo from Midas. Looks like that's the only kill they'll get out of that, though. Salvo does hit Reaper, but that's it.
Yeah, Willowkeeper ahead 5-0. I don't know. I would much rather see this be casual mode. A lot more exciting.
Yeah, me too. I don't really know why they did this in normal mode. It seems like the whole point is to promote, you know, Grimm's Crossing's back. It's great. Let's play a thing that you can't play in TMM.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but hey. Good
But as
tournament.
I was saying, wards are hugely important on this map because there are so many little crevices that you can gank from, gank to, so on and so forth. I mean, yeah. Just why not spend, you know, 300-400 gold for a few minutes and have vision of the entire map?
I agree that you should. I'm more concerned with the idea that people are like taking, or that aren't getting enough farm. Like what you got right now is at 78 GPM, and that's really hurting Null. Like the huge part of the reason they're down 5-0 is because none of them have, nobody on the Legion side is really all that vulnerable. They've got decent farm. None of them has great farm, but they have decent farm. On the other side, they can just keep killing this Torture because the hell's what he's gonna do, you know?
Right.
Bit of a problem. So I feel like give Torture a little bit more space to get something. You don't necessarily need to put everything onto these other 2 cores because then if you kill a core, you're kind of screwed. Whereas on the Legion side, all 3 heroes are valuable. Either way, Willowkeeper ahead, both in kills, or golden experience as well as kills. And Midas going to be just fine as he escapes to the side lane.
12.5 minutes in, trees up, about 1,200 gold, 2,400 experience. It's looking kind of grim. I mean, Null's grouping a lot together. They're not going anywhere without at least another nearby hero, so playing it safe. But yeah, look at Tree's wards. They have just about everything warded, and they're keeping Null completely boxed out.
And to the point where Null are basically just holding hands and running through the woods.
Right.
I mean, you can see Torture is essentially babysitting this Drunken Master as he's jungling.
The golden experience lead is just going to keep getting bigger as long as they don't counter war or try to go for a kill anytime soon.
Right. And Bramble not going to find Drunken. Actually, no, he does put the Vine Wall up. He tries to get away with the Stagger. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Golden Salvo is there, but no stuns come out, so nice get away from Drunken. And should be just about it.
Despite a huge lead, though, this game's not over by any means. I mean, Fuzzy Sloth's still farming almost 300 GPM, which is a hell of a lot more than anybody on Willowkeeper can say. Okay. And Soul Reaper is a fairly hard carry. A lot of people don't think so, but I've seen that hero do some ridiculous things with farm, so I never rule that hero out as a strong carry.
I don't think so.
You don't agree?
I don't think Soul Reaper's a particularly hard carry. His damage output just isn't high enough.
He's basically a moving fortress while outputting damage every, 5 seconds at the end. 280 magic damage along with 130 heal every 5 seconds. If you have the mana to keep that up. My favorite build on a Soul Reaper, and I think that we would see this if this was casual mode, is Icon, because that hero becomes invincible with an Icon. And it definitely has hard carry potential. It's not something you see often at all, but Quincy, I guarantee once you see it for real, you will not doubt it again.
Seems unlikely. I don't know. I just don't feel like you need right-click damage to be a hard carry.
Well, what about Oogie?
Oogie has right-click damage.
Hardly.
Not a lot of it, but a lot. I mean, fair enough. And
I'd say at least 80% of his damage is from the magic aura and the Tark
right.
Wake.
And so what happens when Oogie gets a shrunken head against him? He basically does nothing. So
same thing goes for Icon as far as Oogie and Soul Reaper are concerned.
Right, but Soul Reaper's got a bigger problem, because I still think Oogie can keep himself up with, until the Shrunken Heads wear off. I'm not sure if, I guess Soul Reaper maybe can, depending on how tanky he is. He's pretty difficult to kill.
Well, when you have heroes that heal damage as quickly as they can put it out, it makes that hero very dangerous,
right.
Especially ones that can do it as quickly as Oogie. Soul Reaper, not as much. I think Soul Reaper is a little bit better at survival, but it's essentially, the same thing.
And, I mean, that's most of my problem, considering Soul Reaper a hard carry, is... Yeah, you're going to heal a lot and you're not going to die. The question is, are you going to kill anything? And, yeah,
right.
Vine Wall
Bramble going for a kill, missing the Vine Wall.
And they might counter onto this now. Not interested. But in this map particularly, I feel like the problem with Soul Reaper is, again, the lack of CC. I mean, they don't have... They've got one really reliable stun, and that's Drunken Master. It's a single target. Because the chain reactions are fairly easy to miss. There's a pretty significant cast time, and it's not that big an AoE, and especially in the early levels. Speaking of torture, he's going to get caught out here. Compel goes through. That's going to be a pretty easy kill. Drunken Master also in some trouble as the tower goes down in the background. Bramble going to be aggressed on, but I'm not sure if there's going to be enough damage to kill him. Yeah, they don't seem to have damage. And they can't lock anybody down.
Yeah,
so, what do you do?
These are interesting picks. I don't like the DM pick personally, as far as this team goes. I think that they need a little bit more nukeability. I mean, look at Tree. They have Rally. Huge damage potential. Midas, same thing. Bramble, not so much, but it gives you the time necessary to get that damage out. So it's a nice little setup that they have. But with DM, Torture, and Soul Reaper, there's not much lockdown. Sure, you have a Torture Stone, but it's very hard to hit, and then you have the DM Lunge, and that's all you got.
Yeah.
And when you're versing a Rally who's going to get that ult off, you need time.
I feel like the Drunken's okay with that, though, because he is their only source of CC, and he actually does have a lot of damage, especially if he gets fairly built up. He will just crush people. Vine Wall going to go on to 2, and now there's a Seismic Slam right on top of him. Soul Reaper going to be in a lot of trouble. Trying to get the kills out, can't do so. Drunken Master also going to get locked down. The question is, do they have enough subsequent CC? He will be able to stagger away, and I think he's going to live. So, Drunken Master surviving. The other two heroes not so much. And... I feel like, once again, it's Soul Reaper. What's he doing in these fights? I mean, he's got 278 gold per minute. He's easily the highest farmer on his team. And he's providing no value. Doesn't have a lot of damage output. He's really not surviving all that much either. I mean, Torture has the same hero damage output as Soul Reaper does.
And Soul Reaper is usually chosen for when you want somebody that's good in consistent team fights that usually last for a while.
Right.
In this,
and to
all
push
team
and
fights,
stuff like that.
Yeah, they're very short when compared to Forest of Caldivar. You have a team fight that lasts maybe like 20 seconds most, unless you're chasing somebody down. So he's not very useful in this situation. I think that he shines a lot more in 5 vs 5, and he's not the right pick for a next crossing match.
So, I don't know if they've had success with him before or what, but definitely in this case seems to be a bit of an issue. I mean, even though he is farming decently well, he's just, like I said, not doing all that much in terms of accomplishing objectives. So, Willowkeeper did take the first tower of the game, by the way, and Soul Reaper going to get found by Rally. We'll see if Rally's going to be okay. Yeah, Jeff the side, Torture and Drunken Master getting cut off by the Vine Wall, and there's just nothing they can do about that. Meanwhile, Soul Reaper going to put the ultimate onto Rally, who misses the Compel. Are they going to have enough damage to finish him off, though? He's going to try to get in here. Actually, yeah, there goes the Withering Presence, and that will get the kill, but now Soul Reaper going to be in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they have enough lockdown to kill him. He is pretty damn tanky, and they're going to back off.
Persistence. Yeah, man, you saw how... Yeah, wow. I don't know.
What You Got did call it GG, and they actually called a CC vote, but apparently not interested in having that go through.
I think they should move on to the next game.
Yeah, I don't think they have any real chance of winning this.
Yeah, revamp the drafting phase a little bit. Two out of 3. I wonder who the third is.
Probably Fuzzy.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh no, Fuzzy called the GGs, so it was probably be rare.
I don't know. Maybe it was What You Got, and he's trying to decoy it. You never know.
Now, What You Got called the GGs. On Soul Reaper? Again, where's the damage?
Well, the damage comes from persistence in a team fight. The longer you're there, I mean, he doesn't have any. His ult is a burst, sure, but as far as like consistent damage output, every 5 seconds, big heal, big damage. But I don't know, it takes a while.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough room to get going. I mean, they're gonna
Right.
kill
Yeah.
Torture with or without the Astrolabe. They're probably gonna kill Drunken Master if they can get a solid Vine Wall off. So they'll kill Soul Reaper with a solid Vine Wall. The Soul Reaper got away in the last two team fights, but that was mostly because the Vine Wall was used to kill his teammates.
Right. I'm not arguing that at
Yeah,
all.
and there you go. He's going to get Vine Walled right there. We'll see if they have enough lockdown to get. See, again, he's just taking so much damage. Gets the Astrolabe off, it doesn't even matter. Torture also in some trouble. He's going to fall as the Golden Salvo comes through. Puzzle Box actually is picked up, and yeah, that's going to be game one, which, well, too bad, but not hugely surprising that it ended up going the way of Willowkeeper after really how it started, but we'll be back in a second with game two, except for my program crashed. But anyway, you have anything else about that game?
Yeah. I guess. I mean, both of these teams are teams that have scored #2 place on Han Tour for the last few months. So two of the very best teams in the scene at the moment. But there's a lot of territory to be explored, so to speak, as far as Grimm's Crossing is concerned. So if this continues to have money prize pools, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of teams hop on this because I think it'd be pretty fun to explore the entire meta of the Series 3 build. Yeah, apart from that, Tree definitely dominated that game.
Yeah, and I mean we got a pretty good amount of teams. I think 78 teams signed up for this event, so we are
The
now
prize
down
pool
to the
is
final
600,
two.
right?
Yeah, $600 plus gold coins.
Not bad.
Yeah, good stuff. So that'll do it for game one. Willowkeeper taking a 1-0 advantage. This is a best of 3 as well, so Nullstone have 2 more games to come back if they're going to. Otherwise, Willowkeeper, if they take the next game, will get the series victory, and $300, I believe, is their share of the total prize pool. So we will be right back, guys.